My name is Mike Leigh, and it is my great pleasure to be here at the Odessa International Film Festival. Well, the kind of films I make are films about life, about real life, the real world. So I have all sorts of ideas on the go all the time because it comes from people and what I meet and things that I see going on and stuff that's happening in the world, you know. It comes from characters really, and the work I do to create the characters and the world. It's hard to pin it down to something very precise, but the important thing is that I don't make movies about movies. I don't make movies that are about fantasy and I don't adapt books it's all original material and it comes from life. Well, as you may know, first of all, I don't write a script. So I get actors and then we do a huge amount of creative work, improvising and research and so on, and go on location and invent the film as we shoot it. So the collaboration with the actors in my films, the quality of the actors, is even more important than when there's a conventional script. So for me, I could talk about my criteria, my principles when I'm looking for actors, when I'm casting people. I wouldn't necessarily suggest that all other directors should have the same outlook or criteria as me. But for me, it's important to have, first of all, intelligent actors, and not all actors are intelligent. Secondly, to have character actors, which is to say people who don't just play themselves, but can do real people that are different from them, real people like people out there in the street, and actors who are good ensemble actors, who can work with other people, who can improvise, who are creative. I don't like storyboards. Storyboards are an impediment. I have no time for them at all. I don't need a storyboard. If I want to make in some sequences, occasionally, if I want to do what is a little storyboard for myself, I can do it because apart from anything else, I can draw. But mostly, that's not how we work. Mostly, I will create a scene, a sequence in the location with the actors, and then I'll share it with the cinematographer. We'll look at it and we'll discuss it, decide how to shoot it in an organic and spontaneous way. I've always been very pro-film, but the last two films I've made, which are Mr. Turner and Peterloo, and in fact a short we made as well, were shot on a digital camera. And the truth is that although we were passionate about celluloid film, because we are 20th century filmmakers, the fact is that some very clever people have worked very hard to create this medium, and there is no doubt whatever that you can do the most fantastic things with it. And if you treat it as a tool and don't become enslaved by it, you can do exactly with it what you would do if you were making a movie, and some more things as well. You know. So it's, I think it's not to be dismissed, it's to be embraced, to be enjoyed, and it's a positive thing. Having learnt filmmaking and spent decades making films with film, we use film discipline. For example, you can have a shot now which lasts for 90 minutes if you want. It never even enters my head. We shoot, we build a shot, shoot it, we use it like film. You know, what's fascinating about, what's wonderful about digital is the things you can do in post-production. I mean, you can repeat the same image if you want to, and all sorts of things. Of course, it's not strictly true that even when we were shooting on film for the last 15, 20 years, we still had digital assist. See, I learnt filmmaking without the ability to be able to look at the shot immediately afterwards. And on the whole, I often don't do that. We sometimes do If we've shot something complicated or we're worried about something, we'll go and look at this. But I make it a strict rule that the digital equipment is kept as far away as possible. The actors aren't allowed to watch it because it inhibits the acting. It's a hard one, I mean, because I've made a lot of films. When you see my film Peterloo, which ends with a huge massacre of a lot of people that goes on for a long time, I mean, obviously that was that wasn't one day, it took us 5 weeks to shoot something that happens in 10, 12 minutes. That was a pretty heavy duty thing, but not difficult, or not unpleasant in any sense, just very hard work, you know. The first thing I would say to a young filmmaker is forget Hollywood. Forget Hollywood. There is world cinema and there is Hollywood. Hollywood is not primarily what we should be concerned with. Hollywood has got its own culture and its own power. Hollywood is an imperialist regime. Forget it. That is not how to be a filmmaker. If you're talking about, for example, being here in the Ukraine, make films about the world that you know about. Make films that come from here. Don't make films about films. Don't make genre film. Don't try and make genre film. Forget all that. Make films about things that you really are passionate about and come from some real sense of what the world is.